Welcome to the first of our travel videos where East meets West, providing you the combined perspective of a highly cultured Russian Muscovite and her also American husband. Between us, we have visited over 60 countries and have over 40 years working in the travel industry. In our first video, we're exploring 3 surprising and underrated Christmas experiences in Europe that are affordable, fun, and steeped in tradition. Our first stop is Riga, Latvia's capital on the Baltic Sea. It's the cultural center of the country, known for its architecture, particularly its Art Nouveau district and its medieval Old Town. With many diverse Christian denominations, their Christmas traditions have a long history, not to mention that Riga has a solid claim on the first recorded Christmas tree dating all the way back to 1510. From there, we take a 4-hour drive to Tallinn, Estonia's capital, also on the Baltic Sea, where we visit one of the best preserved medieval old towns in Europe. Tallinn's Christmas market is one of Europe's oldest and is listed among the top 10 by Forbes. Finally, we return to Alena's home city of Moscow. There we explore the spectacular holiday celebrations. For me, this is always an unexpected experience because it's just so massive, it's highly organized, and it's really dynamic. So I'm David. I'm here with my beautiful wife, Alena. We started our Christmas market journey in Riga. We arrived in the afternoon. We took an Uber down to the hotel. Now you chose the hotel, and it's got a French name. I don't do French accents. How would you say it?
Chevalier Relais.
Our hotel in Riga is like stepping into a piece of France at the very heart of Old Town, only with friendly and attentive service. Located at 20 Calu Street, the small boutique is a dream both in terms of presentation and location. The rates are surprisingly reasonable, and it all comes with a great full-service breakfast.
I love that hotel. It's a really tiny, really cozy hotel owned by a Russian couple. And you basically feel like you're not staying in a hotel. You feel like you're visiting somebody, like you're part of the family or something. Everybody was super nice, yes, and not a lot of stuff, and everybody recognizes you. And when you come in from cold after a long walk across Riga, they give you hot wine with spices exactly the way you like it, because same people run reception and the bar, and they will know you. This is fantastic.
We've traveled a lot of places together, and I've never seen you react to a place more than you reacted to this.
I loved it. I loved it. It has nothing to do with like super luxury, but the balance between price and what you get is an incredible, strictly recommended.
The dish here is so beautiful. I like everything about this hotel. I'm in love with this cups.
What did you tell me earlier about you have to love the cups? Why do you have to love the cups?
Because you're kissing them all the time. It's kind of important.
We went from there, it was evening, and we rested a bit, and then we went to the Christmas market in Riga. So the hotel was maybe about just a few blocks from the market, so you get there very quick. And it's a small market.
I think it's very cozy and friendly and very happy too. I mean, it's not very big, and it's mostly about the food. But food is incredible. I mean, they have sausages, different kind of sausages and cheese, and they make different kind of drinks. And even on the way back from Tallinn, I had to stop for a piece of meat I wanted to bring to Moscow. And my mom, who is the best cook in the world, basically told me that this is the best piece of meat she ever had.
We spent 2.5 days in Riga, and so the second day we went to the big central market, which is the largest central market in Europe. I didn't know that, but it's 5 Zeppelin hangars worth of everything. Every hangar is a different hangar, and I was surprised by how massive this was.
And high quality it was. I mean, fantastic bakery, fantastic sweets, and main point I would say fish,
Yeah.
seafood. I mean, so fresh, still moving.
So
A little crazy, but this is so cool.
a little freaky. I spent a lot of time just watching the fish heads bounce.
This is the tongue. See? And this is liver. So we fry it. We make a salad with it. It's fantastic. Smell it.
What did you get?
Bread, there's nothing inside. Looks like lavash, Georgian one. We'll try it. I think maybe even
So what do you say?
I'm just wondering, how would you try abroad? Minus 10 Celsius.
To me, we spent a couple of hours there, and I could have spent all day there, maybe a couple days.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, if I lived in Riga, I would be there every day. Who needs the store? Some sort of supermarket if you have a place like that.
So on the second day in Riga, we went to a restaurant called 1221. 1221 is a quaint, cozy restaurant serving local cuisine in the Old Town. The name refers to the year when the street and the house where the restaurant resides were established. We only had a taste at lunch, but based on what we experienced, Chef Robert Smilga's full dining experience must be impressive. It was very old, but you like that restaurant, yeah?
I think it's very cozy, yes, very nice, very little, with fantastic food and fantastic wine. And again, you have a feeling like you were actually visiting somebody.
And the third day, we went to the Art Nouveau district, but along the way, we had to go through the park, which is beautiful, full of ponds. In the winter, it's winter, but I can't imagine what it's like in the summer.
I mean, it's beautiful even in winters, yeah.
Yeah. And then we went to the Art Nouveau district and the buildings.
That's true. Yeah, you want to take a picture of every building. In fact, in a lot of really not very big cities in Europe, Old Town would be the main thing to visit. Riga is not like that. It has much more.
So Riga was the center of the Art Nouveau movement, if you will, and they have a museum to it, and it's not a very big museum, but it's a very cool museum. It takes about maybe 45 minutes to an hour to go through, but it shows you how the Art Nouveau movement got taken. It's actually in kind of an old apartment.
Yes, and an apartment of a designer who would be working in that direction. It's a really gorgeous apartment.
So then we drove to Tallinn, and that's about a 4-hour drive. I, of course, thought you could speed and go as fast as you want, but no, they have very strict limits on the driving. And you have to pay attention because I got lost a couple times. But when I got lost... This
was fun.
Yeah, getting lost, as long as you get back where you're going. And the nice thing is you get to go by the sea, and you get to see the ocean and the beaches and so forth. It's cold, but we got out for a few minutes and took some video. And you love it. You say you look at that just to relax too.
Yeah, even though it was freezing, it was actually relaxing me a lot. It's really beautiful scenery, and I felt like in, I don't know, old Latvian movie or something.
There's old Latvian movies?
Yes, a lot of them.
No, okay. I'll take your word for that. The Autograph Hotel we went to, what's the name of it? It's Autograph Telegraph, right?
Telegraph, yes.
The Hotel Telegraph at Vin Street 9 was originally a house, but became Tallinn's main center of communications in 1918, including a post office and full telephone services that were offered to the public until 1992.
And it was a really nice hotel, really beautiful rooms, fantastic breakfast, good service, and location is great, absolutely great. And
it's a boutique. Let's be clear, this isn't like your big standard Marriott. This is a boutique hotel.
This is Autograph Collection, yes.
Tallinn was very cold when we were there, but we got to walk around, and it's got an old town. It's an old town that you said looked like
fairy tale.
Like a fairy tale.
To me, it's just being inside a fairy tale, which I would be watching being little girl in Soviet Union. You feel like a princess or something. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I felt like a princess. I did. I felt like a princess there.
It doesn't make it commercial, though. And I really don't like when you say it's Disneyland.
I didn't say it was Disneyland. I said it's very well put together. It's well put together, and it's run very well. But it's sort of like stepping into a magic kingdom that would be that Disneyland might have modeled itself on.
I didn't have a feeling of that. I felt that there was a lot of spirit, it's a lot of beauty, it's pure fairy tale, and I felt like I'm, I don't know, part of something super important when I was there. But it's breathtaking. Our
hotel was only a few feet from the market, which is nice too. We could just walk up the hill. The Christmas market was different than Riga. How would you describe it?
Well, first of all, it's slightly bigger, and second of all, I would say it has more choices in terms of buying stuff. They have lots of souvenirs. They have a lot of handmade stuff, a lot of Christmas ornaments. You just cannot stop buying.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 times the size of the Riga one. They have a big line. I remember waiting in line. We didn't know what was at the end of the line, but it was Santa Claus or whatever their version was of Santa Claus.
You don't want to see Santa?
Well, I do, but look at the line. I'm afraid that by the time these kids get in, they will be grown-ups already.
You could sit there, and then you visited Mrs. Claus in her hut to buy ornaments from her.
Oh, that lovely lady sold me fantastic ornaments. I still remember her.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
We spent Christmas there, and I got up early in the morning, and I took pictures when there was nobody in the street and there was new snow on the ground. It was one fun experience. And then Christmas Day, we went to a restaurant. We went to the Dominic Wine Restaurant. Dominic Wine Restaurant, right across from the Telegraph Hotel at Bin Street 10, is a cozy restaurant for people who truly appreciate European cuisine. The restaurant's history dates back to 1374. Chef Alar Ozel gave us both one of our favorite Christmas dinner memories.
I think it's kind of French place with a lot of really good food. And when you come in, you actually feel like you're going to end up with a huge bill. You'll be surprised.
So the third place we went was Moscow, which was really returning home for you. And I think it's important to understand the timing of the celebrations in Moscow.
It starts usually on the 31st of December, but usually for about 7 or 8 days, the whole country basically does not work. Celebration is everywhere. Last year we had something around 300 Christmas markets going on for a week in Moscow. They will basically shut down main streets. You won't be able to drive because there will be crazy celebration and huge markets going on up until Christmas, which we celebrate on January 7th. And afterwards, when people actually start working, which would be around 8 or 9 January, it depends, some Christmas markets will still be going on, and they will be still keeping Christmas trees in the city. So even though sometimes you won't be able to come over to celebrate Russian Christmas or to celebrate New Year, still come over. There will be a lot going on.
The main celebration is the one I'm focusing on. It's huge, and it starts over at Pushkinskaya, and you can walk all the way down into Red Square, and that's probably, it took me 45 minutes to walk it pretty easily.
What did you see on the way?
Yeah, the whole time you're seeing things. So I saw everything. I saw everything from hockey rinks to multiple stages with different bands on them. I saw people in carnival acts. I saw a high wire act. And then when the closer you get to the center, the more it becomes almost like an amusement park. It's built for kids. There's an ice skating rink that takes up Red Square, a carousel.
A lot of them.
Yeah,
and a lot of souvenirs going on, a lot of sweets going on, and ice cream and lollipops. It's a paradise for kids. I was there. I was going crazy.
And a Christmas tree that would put one in Rockefeller Center to shame. If you want to just have a big, full celebration experience, that's the one in Moscow. If you want a quiet, quaint experience, it's Riga. And if you want fairy tale land for Christmas, it's Tallinn, right?
I agree.
You have to start here because otherwise you won't see the tree. So you start here with the building and then you go ding, 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 ding.
Are you the director?
Yes. Seriously, you start with a beautiful building, and by the way, from here you won't see even the tree because the monument is covering it. We hit you.